Sense. I wonder where they got this guy from. Max Bursak is 3-3 in his last 6 fights. Max Bursak is 1-1 in his last 2 fights. Max Bursak lost to Gerald Fletcher, who lost to Billy Joe Saunders. Max Bursak lost to Martin Murray. Max Bursak's last fight at 160 pounds was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. And Billy Joe Saunders is fighting him at 23-0 with 12 KOs, our WBO champion of the world. And he's saying that this fight is going to lead him to Gennady Golovkin. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe and follow me on Twitter. My social media links are right down below in the description box. And it's a joke. I feel that Billy Joe Saunders, or Bill Saunders is what I'm going to start calling him now. He lost his Y and his Joe to me. I feel that him and his team, Frank Warren, has no desire to fight Gennady Golovkin ever, because they're saying that a Gennady Golovkin fight can happen in the summer. Well, when it comes to the WBO, I'm pretty much sure he's going to have a mandatory coming up sometime soon. But also, when it comes to those negotiations that they say are going to happen for the summer, I'm thinking that they're going to price themselves out like they did with this fight right here. Well, with the first small talks of negotiations between Billy Joe Saunders and Gennady Golovkin, saying that he wanted $4 million or whatever the case may be. And we were hearing that Tom Loeffler and K2 Promotions, the promoter of Gennady Golovkin, was going to pay Billy Joe Saunders a career payday. More money that he's going to make fighting Max Bursak, more money that he'll make fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in a rematch if that fight happens, which I don't think that's going to happen anyway for promotional reasons, even though Chris Eubank Jr. is not with Matchroom. Still, I just feel that Billy Joe Saunders right now is trying to hold on to being a champion as long as he possibly can. He said 2 years ago, he said last year, that Gennady Golovkin would beat him and Chris Eubank Jr. on the same night. This is a man who knows that he has to be on his A game to even be in the game with Gennady Golovkin, and he feels as though if he fights Gennady Golovkin, he will lose. But fight Max Bursak, I mean, come on, they could have got a bet. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the logic is behind fighting this dude. He lost to Martin Murray. He lost to a fighter that you beat before in the past. I'm thinking they couldn't get a better opponent. And let me look at the WBO rankings. Let me look at the WBO rankings real quick. And we're going to talk about potential opponents that he could have fought. Now, Max Bursak is ranked, what, number 11 by the WBO? You got Arif Magomedov, who is going to be in a eliminator soon. He's likely going to be the next mandatory if he wins his next fight. Antoine Douglas lost to, I forgot the guy's name. Remind me of the guy's name who Antoine Douglas lost to. That's the guy that maybe Billy Joe Saunders should fight next, if he's going to continue to fight names that fans don't care about. You got Turiano Johnson. He could fight him when he comes back. Hassan Endam, he can maybe fight him. Dominic Wade is fighting Gennady Golovkin. I'm thinking you got talks of Danny Jacobs versus Andy Lee. Why didn't he try to get a unification with Danny Jacobs? Oh, wait, the WBO doesn't do unifications with the WBA World Champion, only the WBA Super World Champion. There's fights out there for him, and I'm thinking of all the names he could have picked, what sense does Max Bursak say? I'm hearing over in the UK that the fight's likely not going to do too good in ticket sales, and don't be surprised if it's postponed or canceled, which is something that's been rumored to happen over there in the past when fights didn't do good in ticket sales. But in my opinion, Billy Joe Saunders doesn't want to fight Gennady Golovkin. It's a shame because Golovkin's goal is to be the undisputed champion, and to be undisputed champion, he has to get that WBO title. And it's just looking like, he's not going to be able to get his hands on it anytime soon, because when it comes to the WBO, unlike the WBA, the IBF, and the WBC, the WBO won't force a mandatory with a champion in another division. It is what it is. April the 30th, 2016 on Boxnation, of course. Billy Joe Saunders versus Max Bursak. I'm going to watch the fight. I'm going to cover the fight. But at the same time, the fight is literally pointless. It's the most pointless fight. Well, actually, it's the most pointless championship fight that I can think of this year. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.